So this is where the season started to turn mad. Turn of the year, January, absolute mazza. Good evening, people, and welcome to the second part of my Liverpool season review. So we left it off in January. So we're going to do January to May, to the end of the season, basically. So January, we're top of the league. So I'm thinking, yeah, everything is nice, everything is lovely. But, mate, it's very short-lived. So we go away to Southampton on the 4th of Jan, and we end up losing. Danny Ings comes back and scores a lovely goal early in the game. I think it was in like the first 10 minutes, and we were awful in this game. Like, no bite, like, just, dead. And you know what? I just chalked it down to a bit of rustiness, or they're tired. It will come good, but nah, it didn't. It wasn't. It weren't meant to be that game. Weren't meant to be, and the next couple of games were a little bit of an up and down thing. Not really what we've been used to for Liverpool in the last couple of seasons. So the next game we had was in the league was United, and this ended up 0-0. And United were playing the kind of sit back, soak up the pressure, and then try and hit us on the counter attack. Bit of a boring game, wasn't it? There's no United and Liverpool games never really end 0-0, but this particular occasion it did, and United didn't really open up against us, so it was all good. It was all good. So then the next game we had was at home. And this was the start of our woeful home record at Anfield. So, man like Ashley Barnes got our 88th or 89th minute penalty, slotted it away. We end up losing 1-0. Again, another poor performance. We didn't really test Pope. We didn't really test. Is it Pope? Yeah, I think it was Pope. We didn't really test him. We didn't really cause them any problems. It was just very. It was one of the easiest victories they'll ever have with Liverpool, and it was a bit surprising. And again, at this time, I was a little bit worried because we weren't performing as we normally do. I know, in January's and seasons gone, we've dipped a little bit, but it's always been that the performances have been there, but we haven't really sealed the deal. But this one, the performances weren't there, and we weren't sealing any deals. So it was just a case of, all right, cool. What needs to change here, lads? Because we're not doing what we need to do. So that was one of the first losses at home. I think they broke our run of 64 games unbeaten at home. So a bit of a disappointment. So on the back of that, we end up going to Spurs away. Now, bearing in mind the last two games that we played weren't the greatest. I'm not going to lie, I was actually a little bit worried because man like Harry Kane and Son and all them man there, they usually cause us problems. So I think Tottenham took the lead in that game. Well, supposedly, and then VAR said, no. Let's bring that back. I told you earlier before in the first segment, this VAR does not discriminate at all. Anyone can get it. So I think we took the lead with Firmino. Yeah, Firmino got a tap in. And then we went 2-0 up. Trent got the second goal. I think Højbjerg scored a lovely goal. Outside of his foot. Cool ball was curling, going away from Alisson. Top corner. Great goal. And then Mane sealed the deal. So I ended up 3-1. So I was thinking, yeah, we're back on track. I know we're not top of the league anymore, but at least we're in and around it. So then we end up going to West Ham away, and score one of the goals of one of the breakout counter-attacking goals of the season. West Ham get a corner. I think it was Trent. I think Phillips heads it out. Trent gets the ball, plays a long ball up to Shaqiri, and Shaqiri, one touch, plays it into Salah's path, and Salah takes a touch with the bottom of his bottom of his foot, controls it, then dinks it over the keeper. Lovely goal, ended the game 3-1, and we were fully deserving of that. That was one of our better performances of the season. So I was happy. So I was thinking, yeah, all right, well, we're back in the game, kind of. We're back in the season, kind of thing. And then we went back home again, and mate, I don't know what. I know all teams didn't have their fans there, but we just didn't look the part at all. So Brighton come to town again, look poor at home. No bite, misplacing passes, no continuity, no rhythm. The front three just look out of sorts, and it's surprising because literally the game before, when we was away at Tottenham, we took Tottenham apart. So you would have thought home comforts, we would have done the same thing, but no. Again, Brighton scoring like in the 80-something minute. I think it was 82nd or 83rd minute. And again, that whole game didn't trouble the goalkeeper. No sustained pressure on Brighton, and we end up losing the game 1-0. So bear in mind, we lost Brighton. We lost Brighton at home. Sorry, we lost to Brighton, and then we lost to Burnley. So those are the 2 games so far that we've lost in a row. And bearing in mind, the previous 64 games we ain't lost at home at all. We ain't lost. So we're beginning to slide down the league, and it's like, oh, this is not looking good. Our defense of our Premiership, of our title, is not going out it should be. So then the big game comes. Man City come to Anfield. Now, bearing in mind, I didn't know this. Well, no, I knew this, but I had to check it. Aguero has never scored at Anfield, ever. Fun fact. Check it out if you don't believe me. So, Man City come to town, and they come looking for blood. 4-1 the game ends, and they were thoroughly deserved. Foden, who else? I think Sterling scored, and Gundogan scored one as well. We got a lucky penalty. It was never a pen, but hey, they gave it to us. So we've lost 3 games at home. We ain't lost 3 games in the last 2 seasons at home, but we lost 3 games in a row in 1 season. So at this time, I'm beginning to worry like, this is becoming a regular thing. So we then end up going to, and at this time we've slipped down to, I think, 4th in the league, or 4th or 5th. Now we go away to Leicester, who we're fighting to get into the top 4 with, and we take the lead with a lovely goal from Salah. Firmino does a little trick and flicks it back into Salah's path. Salah curls it, bottom corner. Lovely goal, 1-0. And then we get to about, I think it was like 74 minutes, and Leicester get a free kick. Maddison hits it into the bottom left, and they're 1-1. Then we have a bit of a debacle at the back. Vardy gets another goal, and then another debacle whereby Alisson and Kabak have a misunderstanding, and it just falls to Vardy's feet. 3-1, and that's the game. So I'm thinking, right, we're in trouble here. We're in real trouble. And then I didn't think, you know what I was thinking? It couldn't get any worse because we've got Everton. We'll probably get a draw. It's at home. Man like Richarlison came in and banged. And we ended up losing 2-0 at home to Everton. Like, we never lose to Everton at home. I can't remember the last time we lost to Everton at home. That's how bad it is. And bearing in mind, that's our 4th game in a row we've lost at home. And the 2nd game we lost in a row. So at this time, things are looking dire. Like, we're slipping down the league. Man, like Arsenal are trying to catch us. Tottenham are trying to catch us. We're fighting with Chelsea as well. And speaking of Chelsea, that was the next game at home. And you guessed it, yes, we lost. So we've lost to Brighton, we lost to Burnley, we lost to Man City, we lost to Chelsea. All in a row at home. And Chelsea were good for it. I think, what's his name? Tuchel had just been coming into the game, that new manager bounce. And they were well worth it. Mason Mount had a great game. N'Golo Kante, mate, one of the best DMs in the world. Not even DM, one of the best midfielders in the world. And they were fully deserving. So a gap opened up between us and Leicester and Chelsea. And I think at this time we were like 8 points behind them. 8 to 10 points behind them. So I'm thinking, mate, it might be a Thursday night thing. And I was thinking, no. So again, bearing in mind, we've lost 4 games at home, and then we end up playing. So we've lost 5. So we lost to Burnley, Burnley. Who else? Brighton, Man City, and look at me, I forget that now. Burnley, Man City. Who's the other 2? Oh mate, let's get this right. Burnley, Man City, Brighton, Chelsea. Got there in the end. Sorry about that. So Fulham come to town, and I'm thinking, yeah, bottom of the league. Come on, man. We got to win this. Nope. I think it was Lamina. They used to play for Southampton. Packed it in the top end as well. Again, toothless. End up losing 1-0. I'm just like, oh, this season can do one. Get in the bin, mate, because this is atrocious. Atrocious. So I'm thinking we got Wolves next in the league, and I'm like, you know what? It's long, because Wolves are a good team. But we end up winning the game. Man like Jota came back to help us. And like I said, we missed Jota through that period of time in terms of January to about March time, because he was out injured. And he's hit the ground running. Was a great signing for us, and got the winner. So I was happy about that. But obviously the gap between us and the top 4 was I think, like I said earlier, 8 points. So at this time we're trying to claw it back. And what better team to play against when you're struggling in confidence than Arsenal? Went there, collected the 3 points, and gave them another 3-0 spanking. Sorry, Rob. I had to say it, bro. Like, your team is not looking the greatest at the moment. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, so we ended up winning that game 3-0. And this time we're in March now, so we're getting towards the business end of the season. Sorry, we're in April now, so we're getting to the business end. So I'm like, okay, right, we need to step this up. And this is the thing. I believe from this game onwards, I think from the 1-0 win at Wolverhampton, we just went on a run. So we beat Arsenal 3-0 at the Emirates. And then we beat Aston Villa at home. Finally get a home win. Trent, through this season, has had a few problems in terms of his form going up and down. And I think it will come out better for this, because he ended up getting the winner like in the 92nd minute. Lovely goal. Ball comes out to him. Just curls it in the bottom corner. England are going to miss him in the Euros, man, because his delivery is on point. Yeah, I got to say, even though I'm a Liverpool supporter, his delivery is spot on. So we end up winning that game 2-1. And then we end up playing Leeds away. Now, Leeds as well, they're a very good team. Bielsa has got that team spot on. Just hard-working, full of energy, full of talent. Bamford has been a quality player. I know a lot of people were doubting if he could do it in the Prem, but he's shown, and I think he should have gone to the Euros. But yeah, he's done really well. They've done really well. And if I'm honest, if it wasn't for Alisson, we would have lost that game. Mane gave us the lead. And then I'm not sure who they got. They got the equaliser from a corner, but I'm not sure who scored the goal. So that game ended up 1-1. And at this time, I'm thinking, okay, the gap is beginning to close. I think it was 6 or 5 points behind Chelsea and Leicester. So we then play Newcastle at home, and again, we turn back into Klopp's 2015 team, where we'd get loads of chances and not finish our dinner. Salah scored a lovely goal. Ball comes over to it, controls it one time and smashes it. 1-0. And the amount of chances Jota, Mane, even Firmino should have scored. And then 82nd, I think it was 89th minute. What's the guy's name? The guy that used to play for Bournemouth. Oh, I forgot his name. Callum Wilson gets a goal, but it gets disallowed because Alisson saves it, but the ball bounces up on his arm and deflects in. And to be honest with you, he couldn't really done much about it because the ball just ricocheted up off Alisson onto him. So, and we get obliged to VAR, cancels that, and I'm thinking, thank God. But then this guy from Arsenal, Willock, comes in and gets the equaliser. And you know what? They deserved it after the second half they played. They deserved it. And we ended up winning 1-0. And I'm thinking, you know what? We're 5 points behind Chelsea and Leicester. That's the top 4 done. But we somehow meet up with some. After that, we play Southampton at home, and I don't really have Ings. We end up winning that game comfortably 2-0. And it just seemed like we'd got back into our groove again, playing good football, creating a lot of chances, and winning the game, obviously. So then, before the Southampton game, we was meant to play United, but the fans were protesting about the Glazers, so the game got cancelled. And I'm telling you, if that game had happened on the when it was meant to, I think United would have won. But cheers, United fans, and cheers to Jim letting him in at the gate, letting his cousins in at the gate, coming into the stadium. So that game got cancelled. So that game got rescheduled to May. So we're in May now. We've got March, April, May. So this is the final furlong for the season. So we get to Old Trafford, and Alisson starts giving out gifts to Cavani. Cavani misses, in the first 5 minutes, Cavani misses it. And I'm thinking, please don't be on some long thing. Please don't do it. Please. And then United take the league through Bruno Fernandes. Takes a shot. Man like Nat Phillips Aldinho tries to block it, but deflects it into his own goal. And I'm thinking, I know a couple of United fans, so I was just like, please, lads, don't let these guys beat us. But we had man like Jota, the top shotter, back. Man like Nat Phillips tries to take a shot, kind of miscues it, and then Jota flicks the ball back into the back of the net, and it's 1-1. And I'm thinking, all right, cool. And then we get a free kick just before half time, and a lovely ball by Trent, just for Firmino to knock it in, and it's 2-1. And I'm thinking, all right, cool. Let's just keep calm, keep it under wraps. Nah, they guys, they come out second half and like, nope, we're going for the jugular. And we make it 3-0. United 3-1. So United missing about in the back. Luke Shaw gets dispossessed. Trent takes a shot, rebounds. Henderson doesn't hold it. Rebounds out to Firmino, and then Firmino finishes it. So it's 3-1. So I'm thinking, yeah, cool. So then Rashford gets a goal back, makes it a interesting last 15 minutes. But then we get a break from their corner, and Salah puts it away, and the score ends up 4-2. And I'm just like, okay, quality. At this time, where I believe that win puts us into the top 4. Now, bearing in mind, Leicester and Chelsea played the day before, and Chelsea end up winning, I think it is 2-1. I think it's 2-1. So at the moment, it was Chelsea, Liverpool, and Leicester. But we were ahead of Leicester just on goal difference. So I'm thinking, yeah, okay, cool. We're in the hunt. And then we get to West Bromwich Albion. Big Sam. Them man took the lead as well. Man like Robson Kanu tucking it away. Lovely goal. Then out of nowhere, Salah tucks it bottom left, curls it at bottom corner. And this time, that's in the first half. So it's 1-1. So second half, we're trying all sorts. Johnson's making great saves. We're trying to press. And then West Brom score a goal from a corner. And at this time, I'm thinking, oh my God. And remember what I said about VAR came to our aid. Because one of the players was in the line of sight of Alisson when the header came in, they got the goal disallowed. And Big Sam was fuming. You love to see it. So it looks like the game's going to peter out to 1-1. And I think it was the 92nd minute. Alisson decides to trot up. And I'm thinking, this ain't really going to happen. He ain't really going to score. Trent whips the ball in. Bullet. Header. Side it in business. Many a striker. Drogba would have been proud of that header. Let me say that now. End up winning 2-1. Now, the league is the top 4 thing is in our hands. Now, notice I'm not saying the title, I'm saying top 4, but it is what it is. So if we win our next 2 games, we win, we go into the Champions League. Obviously, at this time, the defense of our title was done. City, from Christmas time, have just shut up the league and won it. So it's a bit of a bad indictment on the rest of the league that we're the only ones challenging, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So we're in fourth place now. So we end up playing Burnley next game, and mate, we put them to the sword. Firmino scored. Who else? Chamberlain scored. A man like Nat Phillips Aldinho scored as well. 3-0. Quality. Let me go back for that though. But that header from Alisson, I don't think people understand how important that is for our season. He's the only goalkeeper to score a header, I think, in the Prem, and the only goalkeeper to score for Liverpool. Like, in all the years that we played, mad. But listen, save it to when you need it, and he did. So we beat Burnley 3-0, and then on the final day of the season, we end up beating Crystal Palace 2-0 as well. And to be honest with you, considering where we were in the middle of January and February time, we did well. Like, to get into the Champions League. Now, I know obviously the Premiership, we weren't able to retain it or defend it, but I'm proud of the boys, man. They done us proud. Nat Phillips, Reece Williams, players of the season for me. I know I got on Thiago at the beginning of the season, but the class shone through after he got comfortable with everything. And I know this Mane didn't really do much this season. Was probably one of his worst seasons, but still chipped in. Who else? Firmino, Jota as well. A great signing by Klopp. We're getting Jota. So we finished third in the season. Salvaged what had been a poor season. Hopefully next season we kind of get back to our old self and start challenging. Let me know what you think. That's been my review. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you like, if you agree, if you disagree, if you just want to say I wasn't right or this, or I didn't talk about this, or you want to add something to it, please feel free to leave a comment below. Take care, people, and I will see you on our Euro breakdown coming up shortly. Take care. Bye.